So before I even talk about fruits, let's just acknowledge the fact that the Creator is so beyond loving and so beyond intelligent. The reason I say that is because every single thing that happens in our lives is perfect. Everything that happens in life is perfect. Everything that is in life is perfect. And it doesn't matter what our perspectives is on it. It will never change the fact that the Creator made everything perfect, beyond it. It's beyond comprehension. And we are one with that Creator. We are not separate from the source. We are that powerful. We are life. And so this topic is about healthy eating and how you can actually build muscle or lose fat by eating pretty much nothing but fruits, because that's really all you need. I said it once and I'll say it again. The Creator does not make any mistakes. Every species has a species-specific diet. That certainly includes us. Let me just already start out by saying the obvious, that we do not have fangs. We do not have claws. We cannot run up to speeds such as 75 miles an hour to hunt down prey. We don't stand horizontally. We are vertical beings. We're upright. We are not hunters. We are nurturers by nature. I know what you're thinking. Well, what about the people that used to hunt? Well, what did they have to do? They had to make tools to emulate that of a carnivorous animal, such as spears and knives, and eventually guns, things that can pierce. All right? So just from our physical anatomy alone, that is enough to show you what you should be actually eating. We are supposed to be eating fruits. We are frugivores by nature. So the human body itself needs and requires fruits, certain seeds, and certain nuts. They're all one and the same. Seeds and nuts, they're all one and the same in the fruit family anyways. So that's what you need to actually thrive, to actually be healthy in the first place. So what makes you think that the Creator would create a food that gives you so many side effects like diabetes and cancer just to be able to build muscle and just to be able to be healthy? Why would the Creator make a mistake like that? Exactly. The Creator wouldn't make a mistake like that because the Creator does not make mistakes. So yes, fruits are actually what you should be eating to build optimal muscle. In fact, you could surpass the average gym person's body build if you actually stick to eating fruits over everything else, simply because, first of all, it's what you're supposed to be eating. Second of all, it's full of so many nutrients that your body actually needs that it will actually help you recover in a much faster time. And also, it's full of water. And that's what your muscles need. That's what you're mostly made out of. You're mostly made out of water. Your muscles are mostly made out of water. You need to be hydrated. You need to hydrate your muscles in order to, first of all, be healthy and to actually put on some mass. So just think about it. If what you're eating is mainly fruits, then that means that you're mainly filled up with water. You're hydrated, so you have more energy. And your muscles are now more filled in naturally because of the water content that's within them. And the water content is different than regular tap or spring water because it's actually H3O, which is what us human beings really need. And it's full of so many nutrients and amino acids that the body requires to function properly and at an optimal level. All right? And think about the name itself, carbohydrates. Carbohydrates. That's not a coincidence. There's no mistake in the language. That is because it's literally supposed to be hydrating your body. You need to stay hydrated. You need liquid more than you need anything else to really be healthy and to thrive as a being. So you may or may not believe it, even up to this point with the things that I have said. That's fine. You don't have to. I get it. Seeing is believing, right? But if you were so bold enough to take it upon yourself to actually implement it and try for yourself, you'd see the results. And look, I'm already seeing results myself. And I just started actually eating a raw diet consistently for like the past 2 months. And mind you, I'm coming from dropping down from 150 from being on a 7-day fast. And I'm already up here back at what? Like 165, about to push back into 170. It's funny because the heaviest I actually got was like maybe 205. And this was before I was actually eating a raw vegan diet. This is when I was eating meat, processed junk foods and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, I was big. I really was. And I was strong too. But I definitely was not healthy. And I had a gut too. At least when I ate, I definitely had a gut. And even after the food was digested, like, I didn't really have any visible abs. I had to flex in order to see my abs. So I knew I had unnecessary fat on me. And it's so peculiar because of the fact that right now, I'm actually not too far away from where I once was at that size. And yet I was 190 at that time, and I'm 165 right now, almost close to that size. Again, just imagine me with just like a little bit more mass, a little bit more bulkiness, but there's not really much of a difference in the size of my muscles right now versus what they were back then. And again, mind you, I'm bumping up from like 155 right now from being on a fast and from not even like working out consistently previously towards that fast. Do you get what I'm saying? So like, I'm seeing crazy fast results already is what I'm trying to say. And it's incredible. So I am already living proof to myself that this is actually true. And you do not have to believe me, okay? This isn't even to convince you. This is actually to just simply spread awareness and to open your mind, you know what I'm saying, to new possibilities of health and fitness. Because you don't have to be unhealthy in order to gain muscle or to even lose weight, anything like that. You don't. I'm gonna say it again, the Creator does not make mistakes. You can look good and feel good at the same time. That's how it's supposed to be. God said, all right, I'm gonna make a food that's not only easy to access, but you can regrow it and eat it as many times as you want to. It's full of nutrients and vitamins. It's hydrative, it's full of water, and it's delicious and aesthetically pleasing to look at. It's fit for you. This is literally a gift. You are the temple of God, so bring that to the altar, which is you. You feel me? So listen, I'm not even saying that you have to fully just go raw vegan and eat nothing but fruits, but I am encouraging you to at least incorporate it a lot more into your diet because it will be beneficial. And another thing on top of that, please do not eat a bunch of fruit and then immediately eat something else that isn't fruit on top of that, because then you're just going to cause digestive problems. All right? Because your body has to send different signals depending on what food you just ate. So if you eat like fruit and then you go and eat a burger or something like that, boy, you can expect some diarrhea then. Not to be explicit, but I'm just saying. So if you are going to eat anything else, may it be healthy, but wait at least 30 minutes, because that's like the shortest amount of time it usually takes for fruit to digest in your body is just about 30 minutes, maybe an hour. And then you should be good to go to eat anything else. And again, hopefully it's something else that's healthy, such as vegetables or seeds or nuts or stuff like that. And the seeds I would recommend would be hemp seeds, pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, and the nuts I'd recommend would be walnuts, Brazil nuts. Almonds are okay, but they are a bit tougher to digest, not as bad as cashews are. But there's not really much else you need aside from just the juicy, pulpy fruit itself to not only be healthy, but to actually build healthy muscle or to lose fat. So before I actually talk about how you can lose fat from eating a fruit diet, I actually want to dial back to where I had mentioned that you can also eat vegetables after you eat fruit, because I have recently learned myself that vegetables are poisonous in a good way to your body. I know that sounds like kind of strange, like vegetables are poisonous to your body, then don't eat it. Well, hear me out. Now listen, I'm no super big nutritional expert or anything. You know, I do my research both in books and online. So I can only tell you what I know, and even low key what I've experienced based on what I felt from eating, you know, such and such, yada, yada, yada. You get what I'm saying? So there are certain components in plants like leafy greens and stuff like that, and roots and all that stuff, that activate when they're consumed by you because they don't actually want to be consumed. I mean, they're living beings, first of all, but second of all, it's because, again, the creator doesn't make mistakes. I know I keep reiterating that, but it's the truth. And he designed it, I should say the creator designed it to be as such that you don't eat the plant unless you need it, so that way you can keep regrowing the fruit. You get what I'm saying? And the plant itself knows that. So that's why it has so many defense mechanisms built within it, so you don't consume it on a consistent basis, that is. At least not in its pure raw form. If you are going to consume it consistently, it's best to juice it or to cook it, so that way you can actually get rid of most of those defense mechanisms and break down the cellular wall and actually be able to digest it and absorb it a lot better. But again, you can eat vegetables. You're not going to die, obviously, if you eat them constantly. It's just, it's better for your digestive system to eat specifically the reproductive part, which is the fruit. So vegetables are mainly for the sake of healing and detoxing. So again, how I mentioned that vegetables are poisonous to your body in a good way, that's what I meant, is that it detoxes your body. You know, it starts the detoxification process within you. So whenever you are sick or anything like that, that's when it'd be a good time to actually detox the body. Like if you have a disease or something like that, you definitely want to lean in towards vegetables more so than anything else. Or I don't even want to necessarily say anything else, but because fruit will still help you too with your diseases, but vegetables are definitely a great ailment because it detoxifies the body. So, but again, you don't have to give up vegetables. You don't have to stop eating them even consistently. Like I said, if anything, I would just recommend juicing them or cooking them. And if you don't want to do that, that's fine. Because like I said, you can still eat it and it'll still benefit you. You'll still benefit from it and still get the proteins and amino acids and stuff from it like that. But it's just that it's not as beneficial as it is to eat fruit. That's all I'm saying. Because even I enjoy a salad every now and then myself. So, you know, don't trip about that. Don't be too uptight about it. I just want to make you aware of that just so you can align yourself with a more structured, proper diet. So, live it, I should say, you know, because wording is everything. You know, diet, like D-I-E. Let's say live it, because that's actually living food full of good energy that you need, that's helping you live and prosper. All right. So I believe that covers everything. Again, I don't want you to leave this video thinking like, oh, now I just have to suddenly make the switch. In fact, you shouldn't do it like that if you're eating meats and processed junk foods right now and you've been doing so consistently, you need to ease into it. Otherwise, you really gonna have some diarrhea and some trouble inside of your body. You know, you got to take baby steps and take your time, because I didn't rush into it myself. In fact, I believe it's been 1 year since I made the transition to stop eating meat, because I started in March 2023. I can't remember the exact date, but I know I started in March. And right now, as I'm shooting this video, it's like, what, March 6th or something like that. So I can pretty much say it's been a year. And I'm telling you guys, not only am I more than fine, but I feel fantastic. And I know that, you know, this world tries to make it seem like you can't survive without meat or, you know, dairy products, but that's just the brainwashing to keep you sick so they can keep profiting off of you. And you can't heal yourself. You know what I'm saying? So you got to remember, everything is about the almighty dollar at the end of the day. Why would they teach you how to heal yourselves when they can just profit off of your lack of knowledge and ignorance? You get what I'm saying? And I don't mean that in an offensive way, because it's not your fault if you didn't know this, because you were taught differently. You were taught you need a well-balanced diet, which is you need meats, you need dairy products, milk makes your bones stronger. None of that is true. Everything you need is in fruit. That's my entire point. So again, take your time transitioning like I did, so that way you feel better about the process, you know, because I can tell you personally, from being a vegan for 1 year and now pretty much raw vegan, because I really don't eat cooked foods like that anymore, not unless I have to. All right. I can tell you that I feel so much better. I became a lot more productive, and I'm really starting to wake up a lot early in the mornings now, naturally, because I know that fruit helps set a natural circadian rhythm within your body, which is beautiful. And I have a lot more clarity of mind, a lot more focus, a lot more drive, a lot more determination. And even when I work out, I feel more invigorated too. Like I'm able to pump out more reps when I'm doing my push-ups and stuff like that, or if I'm like, you know, curling or something. So, you know, I can attest to the fact that it's been beneficial to actually make this change. So I'm gonna still, you know, say the little disclaimer that everyone's different. Maybe you may not prosper as much as I have through it, but I believe that you will, because again, God does not make no mistakes. The universe don't make no mistakes. The divine knows all and sets everything to be beyond perfect. And that goes for everything, which includes eating. So of course, there's going to be a food out there that is meant for us to not only become stronger, but to become healthier. And before I end this video, I also want to mention the fact that eating fruit raises your vibrational frequency. Now, I didn't want to get all spiritual on y'all and nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to get all spiritual or nothing. But I really do want to let y'all know that it is important to eat healthy for the sake of your spiritual well-being. Because first of all, you have to think about the fact that whatever you eat, you really do become. And you take on the trauma of whatever you're eating, if there's any trauma in it, that is. So if you're eating a dead animal, you're taking on the trauma of that animal being murdered. You know what I'm saying? And that energy is within you. Do you get what I'm saying? So that naturally lowers your vibration and makes it harder for you to not only be the best version of yourself, but to attract the things that you want to attract inside of your life. You get what I'm saying? So if you're eating fruits, on the other hand, then you're getting nothing but pure nature energy. And that food is fueled by the sun. And you need the sun. That's a whole nother topic, but we ain't gonna talk about it. But you're getting so much nutrients from that food. It's so full of life force energy that it's not even funny. And so when you consume that, well, that's what you become. You get what I'm saying? And as a result, your vibrational frequency increases through the roof. So it is really important to eat healthy for all aspects of yourself: mental, physical, emotional, spiritual. Everything you consume affects all of you. So if I were you, I would really watch what I put inside of my body. And don't wait until you're like 40 years old, 50 years old to finally make the change, because you'll regret it. Because it's a lot easier to do so now than to wait later. Like, you're making a long-term investment within yourself that you're going to be thankful that you made. Because the saying is as real as can be. Your health is your wealth. It truly is. Because if you can't even get up and do something, well, you can't make anything happen. And likely that means that you can't make no money and you can't take care of yourself. Because you ain't got no energy. Your body is breaking down on you because you didn't put the right nutrients inside of your body. You didn't fuel up with the right grade of fuel. You get what I'm saying? I mean, this is a vessel you're operating. This is like a vehicle. You got to put the right fuel in it. If you don't put the right fuel inside of this vessel, you're going to suffer the consequences of it later on in life. So sure, you can say, oh, I'm 20 right now. I'm 25, I'm 30, it don't matter. Okay, yeah. You go ahead and think that. Wait till you hit 40. Boy, your back gonna be going through it. I'm telling you. So, and listen, this ain't to make you feel bad about whatever you eating if you're not eating like this. This is just simply to spread awareness, all right? So, it's like I said, be gentle with yourself, be compassionate, and take your time with the process. You don't have to rush it. But I highly advise that you get on it as soon as possible, because it is so beneficial for all aspects of yourself. All right? So I'm going to leave it at that. I said everything I needed to say. With that said, eat healthy, work out, get bigger, get stronger, and stay fit. Switch it up. You feel me? Look, I'm just tossing this thing around, bro. What's up? 40 pounds. Tossing it around at 160. You know what I'm saying? That's my entire point. You get strong like that too. Like, you may not even look super huge. Okay, this is hurting. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. But I can still do it though. It's mainly hurting because the other day I did an exercise that targeted specifically this area, and it's still really sore right now. Because I was doing pull-ups in the park at the basketball courts, because you know it was kids at the playground. I didn't want to be in their way, so I went to the basketball hoop, and you know what I'm saying, just started doing some pull-ups on it. I didn't think it was gonna tear this part of my muscle up like that, boy. Whew. So I underestimated doing this one right here, even though here I am doing it again. But as you can see, I can still do it. Pumping that out. Pumping that out. All right, this ain't no workout video, but you get the point. Eat healthy and stay fit. All right? And you can do all this from eating fruits. All right? Take your time, man. It's up to you. You ain't got to rush nothing. Okay? So, thanks for listening to this message. I appreciate you for being here. And I hope to see you in the next one, all right? Take tremendous care of yourself.